So I've been doing a bunch of hatchet running on Lighthouse, and my original plan was to do something along the lines of hatcheting on Lighthouse 12 hours, here's the loot. But a bunch of people on the subreddit seem interested in a proper loot guide instead, so I'm just going to throw this together. If any of you would like me to finish that video instead, then let me know in the comments. I'll try to throw it together. Now, what I've learned from my time is Lighthouse's strongest trait is its ability to pay out massively in just a short amount of time. It's not rare to pull over 600k to even over a mil, and the amount of time it counts for items to count as found in raid. And if you really want to optimize, you can sometimes just reset out of the raid, just kill yourself, and get an easy 300k plus in under 2 minutes. However, this kind of comes at a cost. This extreme value is concentrated in a few very specific areas. This leads to playing around your spawns being very important, and also makes some spawns pretty darn bad, although it's not always hopeless no matter what spawn you get it. So the first section of this video, I'll go ahead and focus on what to do with each spawn. Alright, so here I've got the Lighthouse map pulled up. You can see the yellow arrows indicate PMC spawns. I would generally recommend running this on PMC. I've seen a lot of people saying that it's viable to do it on Scav since it oftentimes spawns you early, but honestly, with the best spots, the loot tends to go so fast that I don't think that's generally great advice. So I personally would always run this as a PMC. So there's a few spawns that are really good. You really, really want to have. That would be this one right here. Isn't too bad. This one gives you access over down to here, because this building's one of the really, really good ones. Another great one is this spawn right here, because this one you can just beeline to Chalet. This one is maybe the best spawn, debatable, but this one spawns you the closest Chalet. You can get there in a good 30 seconds-ish and loot it up. So if you get either this spawn or this spawn, your best bet is going to be rush straight to here, and I'll give a guide on how I would approach that. And this one is go to here. As for routing the other considerably less optimal spawns, this is pretty much just everything else. This spawn is better than all the other ones that are like not amazing, but it's still not great because it's kind of just in the middle of everything. You have the option of beelining here. You'll probably be the first one to hit there. But personally, I would go to the safes because you'll definitely be the first person at the safes because this spawn's going to here, right? So if you get this spawn right here, just go up, go through, get the safes. If you really want to, you'd go there, but I personally would go down around, hit here, go through, blah, 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 go through here, and out around to there. As for the other spawns, if you have this spawn, this is one of the trickier ones to route, but there's actually, you can see it, there's an actual path along the hill. Just follow it, go up, da 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 da. You can hit this, go around, go through here, go up to here, get chalet, and then do your normal route through there. That'll show in the video. Uh, as for these spawns, this one here, and maybe this one here. This one's a bit of a wild card. You can do whatever you want with this one. I'm just going to bundle it in here for simplicity's sake. All these together. I would just go up and through here. You got to kind of wind through. Some of this terrain can be bad. I think you can wind through here. Just around. You kind of actually, there's like a way up to like this cage area here, and you can like walk up to here. That would be the fast way in. Generally, any of these spawns probably go to Chalet first. And then this spawn right here, and maybe that one, but like, again, that one's really close to the safe. If you get this spawn, you'll know there's like a bridge across from the house. It's right on the water. And again, if you have a coastal spawn, you can hear it. You can sometimes get a feel for it. If it's in your right ear only, that means you have this spawn. If it's on both, you have this spawn. And if it's more heavily on your left, but you have both, then you're on this spawn. You kind of determine right away before the raid even starts while you're still loading in which way you want to go. If you get this one, I usually just with this route go here, hit the building here, hit the building, and just I skip this area entirely. But sometimes that can be so fast that like you can't leave with it being found in raid. So sometimes I'll go through, and that's the time when I would actually use the Southern Road extract. Now, the last one is these two right here. These are the worst spawns on the map. These spawns suck. And if you're going for optimal rubles per hour, I would straight up just exit right here. I don't do that, but it's just really bad. If you go down here, there's like landmines, and it's just a whole thing. But I would, if you want to play these spawns, first of all, keep in mind that the other spawn probably spawn. Usually both of these spawns have a player on them, so you have to be aware of the other player. Oftentimes you'll collide right here because you'll optimally want to go here, but if you're going to play it, go down, cross the bridge, go around, go here, go down, do all that. You can also, if you want to be a little more sneaky or you just don't want to cross through there, you can also go around here, but that actually takes a lot longer than it looks like it would. So that's generally how to play the spawns. I'll try to do a quick little, some gameplay to show you how I actually play the map. Alright, so now I'm going to get started explaining routing, tricks, to get around the area and all this stuff. So this spawn right here, this is one of the really good spawns, as it is, there's a helicopter crash there. You can tell you're here just immediately by seeing the smoke. If you're newer to the map, you don't recognize the areas. And the first thing you're always going to check is right here. There's a rare spawn. This can be Bitcoin aces, all the good stuff once again. Down there, there is technically a Miltech spawn right there, but after this map got its loot toned down a bit, like the spawn chances, I haven't really had anything spawning there. But if you go down here, you can see there's a med box here. I generally would skip this, but if you got the spawn out over there, then you might as well run through. Why not? This is where the Miltech spawn would be, just like right around here. Box, a nade box too if you're interested. Over here, there's a stash. Generally, pretty much everyone knows about this stash. There's one just like right over there. If you want to hit the stash, you can, but honestly, on this map, I wouldn't touch stashes. They're just not worth it, in my opinion. I mean, stashes can be amazing, but the loot on this map is much more consistently amazing. So if you get the spawn, hit the chair, and then beeline to here. Now, this spot is one of the most dangerous, maybe the most dangerous spot for any loot run you're on. Obviously, other than like the road USIC base. If you just wander on in here, it's very likely the person that got the spawn over there will have beat you here. It just, for whatever reason, is just a little bit easier, even though it's technically farther. So you'll oftentimes just get outraced by him. If you do, when you wander in here, it's very common to get shot through this window, the door. I've been killed by people just standing here in the corner in the garage. It's just kind of nasty to approach it from here. So my advice, if you're approaching from this side, don't even enter in through this fence. Just go right on down, hop on up here, hop on here, and then you can access it through here. This also has the advantage of starting at the bottom, which is one of the later looted parts. So if someone's in the building, like you're a total rat, you got no gear, someone's already in the building, you can swoop in, check here. Again, I'm gonna show the loot, just trying to explain how you play it, because I think that's really the most valuable thing you can get out of this. Check here. Here's a little trick. You can go through here. You don't even need to jump. You can check this. There's actually, I'm pretty sure, no loose med spawns in here, even though it looks like there would be. There's only that box, so keep that in mind. Alright, so now I'm going to actually show what you're going to be looting around here when you're in this area. One of the best spots right here. This spawn, a lot of the spawns in this house are generally mill-tech spawns, while they'll sometimes be rare spawns. This is always rare spawns. So you can see here there's a cyclone. There's one here, and there's one about here. You'll pull tons of Bitcoin, Veritas, all again, all the good shit. That one's a really good spawn, really common, really good. Right here on this box, I think I pulled some euros off it a second ago or something. But just right here, there's spawn. You'll oftentimes get syringes, but again, it can still be all the rare stuff, and they're good syringes too. Melanin, which is I think just labs in this map this wipe. I would generally always come through this window, but if you suspect that there is someone just like on the staircase, you also have the option of going up here. This gate actually opens, in case you don't know, and you can come through here into the garage. But generally, how I would hit it is I would just go through the window. People don't know this. People just don't know you can get through this window like this. They never expect it. I've gotten tons of kills on my actual geared runs when playing for PvP. That window pull just works great for you. You go up here. There's technically an intel spawn in here. I believe it is on just around here on one of the center chairs. I think maybe right here. But I never really gone that one. It's not consistent. It's a little bit out of the way. You have to open a door. You have to run back and forth. Again, speed is the game here. Every second here counts. So I personally wouldn't go for that intel, even though it is a potential intel. This chair, very easy to miss. You'll get a rare spawn there. And this is this is the spawns that are both mill tech and rare spawns. This area tends to go more heavily towards Miltech, but Miltech's good. It's really good money. So one there, one there. I believe there's another one on the edge of the table there, and there's like a really, really rare spawn like right about here, I think. Up here, this box, you can get rare spawns. There's zeros there. There is a box. This one, if you're gonna loot any of the boxes, I'd hit this one. It's just in like the safest spot. And then over in here, there is one spawn right here, Miltech rare spawn. I've gotten a ton of Bitcoin from here. And another one right there. You don't have to worry about walking around. You'll be able to see it right here. There is also technically a rare spawn over here. This is like a secret one. If you're ever here really late in the raid and like everything's looted, it's worth checking this out. It clips into this book. I've pulled Bitcoin out of this. I personally wouldn't recommend it if you've rushed here really quick, because it's just gonna take a lot of time and it's almost definitely not there. That again, that's one of the ones that got really hurt once they reduced spawn chances. But it's still a potential Bitcoin and all that stuff. So that's generally how I loot this. I guess one more thing I would note is that just down here at the military sort of cage area, there are a few things of interest. There's bodies there. Bodies have a decent chance of having armor. I think there's another military case over there. And this is an M4 spawn right here. I've gone that it's actually a pretty common M4 spawn. You get it quite a bit if you check it. Another box. Again, they're buffed. Weapons case. I wouldn't go here 90% of the time. If you're on a crappy run, you got no loot, you figure, what the hell? I'd just give it a shot. The bodies are over there. And there's also like quote unquote rare spawn, but like the gold chain type, not the really good ones in that building. I wouldn't bother personally. It's just out of the way. It's usually not very good. So one thing that's really important is when you come out, let's say like you looted the building, you spawn on this side of the map, you want to make your way to the rest of the stuff, then you're thinking like, oh, I'm gonna just go ahead, I'm gonna walk out, go this way, yada yada yada, you know, and just make your way out like this. And this is what most people do. They'll just come on out, they'll go through here, and they'll just travel along this mountainside. Just walk through here. There's a straight path. You can go off if you want to. That's what most people do. The thing is, this area is way more traffic than you'd think it is. Tons and tons of people go through here. Pretty much everyone coming through the map this way comes through here. this specific spot right here. It's actually super dangerous. It's just a bad spot to be. I've died here just so many times in this trail. So instead, what I do after hitting this building is I would just go right on out, just right down the cliff. You always want to be careful with ledges on this map. There's a lot of quick, sudden drop-offs, and fall damage in Tarkov is super inconsistent. Sometimes what seems like a small fall can sprain your leg. But you can come out here. One more thing I just want to throw in here super quick. These benches are always overlooked, and they have food generally on them. And you can get sugar off them quite a bit, which is great slot value. Condensed milk, which is also therapist, great. And I also got a moonshine here. This is the reason I bring it up. I got a moonshine on this chair on like the first day of wipe, so worth looking. And this is where the two safes are. And I would only loot the safes here. I wouldn't do anything else. There's technically a quote-unquote rare spawn, which is usually a gold chain in there, but it sucks, so I just wouldn't. Now, there can be a scav right here or here. Your best bet is just hang as close to the edge as you can. If you do that, shouldn't aggro. Once you're here, you're usually good. And if he does aggro, you can usually get out of his sight anyways. Go on up here. And here is the safe. Safe number 1. So this key, don't mind my interchange keys, I just got them in here. USEC first safe key, USEC second safe key. Super duper cheap, super super good. Open it up, generally on the top shelf. Rare loot, lots of Bitcoin, intel. I've gotten so much intel out of this way of aces. Again, the good stuff, but really common. And if the safe's not open, that means it's uncontested, which is great. So again, here's the other one. Open that up. There's sometimes stuff on the lower shelves. Usually it's on the top shelf. Those safes are incredibly good. Some of the best safes in the game. Maybe the best, honestly. So, this is another one of those parts where you're going to want to think about where people are going to be. Over here, there is a route that is traveled through really, really commonly. Just right here, people run on through. A lot of people that rotate out from the houses there come here. You'll run into people here quite often, honestly. So instead, what I would do, and also this would get you to the good building in a more direct manner, is go here, go around these sandbags, around here, and you do need to be mindful that there are sometimes snipers up there. I've seen it like once, honestly. People don't do it too often. There are scavs along the road, but I've never been shot by them. Just go right on down here. Be aware that people sometimes are sniping off these rocks too. I think you can get an angle on rogues from up there. And you can beeline into this two-story building right here. This building, in my opinion, is the second best building on the map. Can be the best. I'll take you through it. First of all, right in here, you might be able to find like a condensed milk on this bed. Might as well look. Right here, this box, I call this the GPU box. This is where I've gotten most of my GPUs this wipe. I've got maybe 4, 5, 6 of them out of this box. It's really good. Really, really good. And when it doesn't have a GPU, it'll often have Miltech. And it's just really good. And gets skipped over a lot. In here, this is optional, honestly, because it's kind of inconsistent. But you can find a food spawn, and there was a gold chain spawn / rare spawn around here. Also, duffels are amazing this wipe. So I would hit this duffel. I always hit duffels. Duffels have a really, really great chance for GPUs right now, though I haven't gotten any. I've just seen a lot of people getting them. Right on up here. Jacket right here. I always get jackets. Jackets are great for keys. See, you got a meal stem. This is a rare spawn. I think it's a rare spawn slash Miltech spawn, although it seems to lean more towards rare spawn. Got a meal heal here this time. This is why I bring the injector case. Optional, but I generally do. Hit this. And then, a lot of people don't know this, there's actually a tech spawn here, and I think another one here. Like a lot of power banks and whatnot can be a good money boost, and it's very, very quick to check. 2 more jackets here. Here, there's not really anything, just food, but you know, see, like condensed milk. Again, that's a great sell to therapists, good value per slot. So this desk is super great, gets missed a lot. So there's a rare spawn here, and an intel spawn here. And this has been my most common source of intel this wipe. Pulled a bunch of it. So just check it. Over here, you can find loose meds on the bed and on the floor here, and there's a med bag right there. So this building is honestly super uncontested for how good it is, and you always I would hit it in virtually every run, almost all of them. Now, a lot of people, this is a good time to bring this up. A lot of people know that there are some really, really good rare loot spawns in the rogue base. The thing is that people don't understand is even if you're a USEC, if you enter one of those warehouses, they will detect you through the walls and aggro on you. And once they're aggroed on you, there's no way you're in hell you're getting out of there with rat gear. It's just not happening. Unless, you know, someone picks them off. So, I would not touch it. I would not get too close to it. If you're gonna go buy it for the car extract, I would go all the way along the shore outside there. Because there's no landmines if you go along the beach. Just go around to the end. So when I leave this building back to the route, I usually go up this road right here. And this area is like probably like the 3rd most common spot to encounter players, maybe 2nd. So when you're here, you'll very often see someone. So make sure you have stamina right here and run by over to this side of the fence. Just try to go by, see if you can glean any info. There can be scavs here too, but if you go quick, they're not a problem. So coming on in here, you see there's a hole in the fence. You can go in here. This building is really, really, really underrated for a few reasons. Right on in here. Jacket right here. And then this is a proper technical supply crate. You'll get tons of stuff in here. Just like really good value. You know, I usually only bring a sling for my rat runs. But you do you. You can pack you can get a lot of good value. Fuel tanks are amazing this wipe. And you know, obviously you can power your generator with them. And just all the stuff you get bolts are going for a ton. So this area right here, honestly, a lot of people hype this room up because there are just like 4 tech spawns on here. But again, after the rates got slashed, they just got really bad. The one thing I will note, and lucky this spawn, there is a rare item spawn in here. I've seen this be a pro killer. So I know this can be one of the really good spawns, but it's really infrequent. I wouldn't blame you for skipping this room because of that. But you find gold chains here like 20% of the time. If you have the time, if you got slots, you know, it's worth looking at. Alright. So back to the route, just come out, you can come up back through the fence, and you might be thinking, oh, there's no hole in the back of this fence, how are you going to get through? Well, this is one of those little rat secrets I picked up. You back up onto this wall, and you can just, okay. It's a lot easier than making it look. You can just kind of jump off it over like that, and that was kind of a crappy jump. And that'll let you get into here. Nobody ever I've never seen anyone use this spot. Nobody knows about it. And it's just really solid. Now this is a contested building because everyone knows it and rogue farmers do it. Even though rogue farmers rarely touch the areas outside the rogue camp, the road to the rogue camp is right there, so they almost always come in here. So you're going to want to get through this building as fast as possible because you'll sometimes see some really good players. There's a rare spawn as in gold chains and stuff there. Not the Lighthouse rare pool, the actual rare pool. Just you can check that. And then here, This area is crazy. So you can see rechargeable battery. There's tech spawns here, here, I think here and here. I think there's four of them, and any of them can be Miltech and Aces pretty commonly. I've seen people get GPUs here, and this spot is just really good. Always, if you can, check this, but be very quick about it. This building is heavily contested by geared players. After that, come down here, and here's another trick people don't really know about is this pile of wood right here. You don't need a sprint. Just make sure you kill your momentum because inertia, if you try to jump while moving to the side, it's just going to jump to the side. So kill your momentum. Just walk and jump. It's really easy. It's not tight at all. You don't need a sprint. You can just go on over. I've juked out a ton of players this way. You also don't have to deal with the scav that can spawn by that fence there. So you can just go right on by. You can go on here. And if you have Hillside House, get this. If you have Marin, I would hit that. If you don't know where Marin is, you can find it on the wiki. I don't have Marin key, so I can't show you. But it's cracked, and you can just integrate it into the routes I show you if you have the keys. Duffel right here. Sometimes you'll find some good stuff. You know, sugar. Sugar is good on Flea right now. There is a rare spawn here, like horses and stuff. You'll find wooden clocks, trophies and stuff. This is an intel spawn. Got a bunch of intel from this, right? Rare spawn and rare spawn right there. Really good. And more, again, like the gold chain type, not the crazy type. Here's a jacket. And just food along the cabinets I want to check. People sometimes get confused about this sink because the hillside house has a rare spawn in this, but this is just an industrial spawn on this map. It's not the same as the hillside's sink. So through here, this jacket, I don't think I've ever seen this jacket looted, or just check that. There's some spare industrial spawns just around here. We are dying of thirst. Oh well. Over here, there is a box. And this is like a weird one. It's not actually industrial box, it's a toolbox. Sometimes you get neat stuff out of there. I'd hit those. And then just come on through here. Don't mind the dehydration. You just come out here. And this is the extract you're going to use the most. This is called the Path to Shoreline. And I think you always have it, no matter what. Which is weird, because if you get the spawn over there, you won't have the north extract, which is way out there, but you will just have this one. This is an easy extract. You can just pop right on out. This is what, again, this is what you're going to use about like 90% of the time. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to hop into a proper raid, and I'll try to show you what just a regular run looks like, just start to finish. Alright, so we can hear waves before we even spawn in, so we know we've got a coastal spawn. Seems to be in the left ear, so I'm guessing it's the one by the house with the bridge. Not quite, it's the one with the house to the right. So this is, I'd say a mid-level spawn. It's not great, but not terrible. So, again, this is one of those ones where we're going to want to beeline to Chalet. It's just on that side of the map. There's not a lot else. You have the option of hitting the stash up there above the bridge tunnel, or the just above the tunnel. But I personally think it just takes too long. It's not long, but it's enough time to increase the chances of your loot at Chalet getting swiped. So I would even skip the chair if you get this spawn. Though you can hit it. Alrighty, so coming on through here. So if you get this spawn, I would recommend coming up through this area. It's just a little less contested, although you still commonly find people here. You could check over in the tent there, see if you could grab a gun, but I don't really care. I'm more worried about speed, but you can peek, see if the M4 is there. Alright, so we're gonna go on up. We're gonna hit the pool first. Alright, there's already some. Hey, how's it going? How do you do? I just got a hatchet. You don't gotta worry about me. Looks like he already got. He didn't? Okay. Go ahead and grab this. This is a really weird way to be recording. There's two fucking hatchet runners already. Go on up here. There's some crap there. That's whatever. That spawn's not there. We're gonna do the window strat. This guy's already here, but I don't think he's much to worry about too much. What are you doing, man? Okay, he just left us a pro killer right there. I think he's up here. Let's go whack him. Oh, nothing there. Go on through here. Where is this guy? Guess we spooked him. Miltech, and there's an Asa. Look at that. Pretty cool. Put that up the butt. So already, we've got Crazy Valley. If you wanted to, you could honestly just, like, kill yourself right here and, like, call it. But I'm going to keep going to show what you do, maybe if you got a little bit less of this. I personally would kill myself for a beeline to Southern Extract over there, although that's not really worth it for how long it takes. Some of these items are better on fleet, but if you quick sold this, this is, I don't know, is this 300k? Somewhere around there. Or somewhere in 200k to 300k range. Go on through here again. I'm not going to loot that house. I don't think it's very worth it. I'm looking to see if there's a spawn here. And again, look, we're fucking 4 minutes away. We're already out. If we got a close spawn, to be much less. Going up here. I'm doubtful this is contested just based on where everyone was spawning. But you never know. You can get taken out here just by people that just like to sit by the safes. Looks like it's unlooted. Let's take a look. GP, that goes in the docs case. Yeah, it's one of those things that you just want to have a docs case for. It's 2 keys anyways. There's already 2 slots, which you could technically put on a keychain. I just bring the docs case. Open this up. Check that. Always make sure you pan your camera over there. The bottom shelf's a little bit dark. Here's a quick trick. You can just hop on out. I just screwed that up. Hop down there. Hop on the air conditioning. Hop down there. No fall damage. We're being sniped at. That's cool. Could you not ruin my guide, please? Thank you. Have a nice day. So like I said, along the hills, you gotta worry about snipers sometimes. They're annoying. I don't know what's up with that guy. He's a bit of a bully. Shooting at a hatchling. There can be one right here too, though. I haven't had this one in a long time. So keep in mind, this door always spawns opened. If it's closed, someone's probably there. Come on through here. Check this. GPU box. Nothing here this time. Up here. And there. Hit the duffel. Come on, GPU me. That ain't a GPU. Peek the tech spawns. I think that could also be an ammo spawn. Don't care, it's 9x18. Go over here. Check this table. Don't really care about meds right now. We got a pretty full inventory. Gonna get the jackets. Some key. Shoreline. Bolts. Those are great value for slot this wipe. Going for an insane amount on fleet right now. Go on down here. Hopefully that sniper isn't coming here. I don't think he got us spawn on the hill, so I think he's actually rotating to Chalet. But we're going to want to be quick before he comes back. This run, I'm actually going to skip this building. We just have a full inventory right now. I don't think this building's worth hitting if your inventory is full up. Not too bad. You just got to play around with inertia a bit with those kinds of jumps. Go on in here, check that. Hopefully this isn't camped. Doubt it, because of just the amount of people we've seen. You never know. There we go, there's a Miltech spawn and Iridium. If I would pick it up. I think think it might be better for me to take out the ASIP, but I'm not even gonna bother. Alright, nothing else here. We're just gonna want to get out of here as quick as possible. So that sniper guy's gonna come back. We go on here. It's been 10 minutes, and we're already on our way out. And we've hit every good spawn other than the keys that I don't have that are really, really, really expensive. Go down here, and there's your extract. And this is how I'd play this extract. This extract is a huge area. I just always use this area by the river. It's good cover. Came out. Alright, so this is just like a standard run. Like, I wouldn't even say this is above average for this route. A lot of this I'd usually keep the pro killer, whatever. You know, you don't need to look at it. I'm just going to show you how much I made. So we made 119,334 off the stuff we just quick sold to Therapist. Here's what we made off all this crap. Go on down here, rev space. Those 10 minutes. Net me all that. Plus the 133K, that's like, what, like 560,000 in like no time at all. Kind of see it? Some of that stuff I wouldn't normally sell. I mostly did it for the video. I kept the key too, but it's cracked. It's crazy. I don't know what to say. It's busted. You'll make it a ton per hour. Like if every run I had like was like that, then you'd be making, you know, like 3 mil an hour. But obviously you're not always gonna get that. Sometimes you're gonna get killed. Sometimes you're gonna get disappointed. But there's just it, right? You can get away with bringing like nothing and coming out with a ton. So that's more or less it. That's been my Rat's Guide to Lighthouse. I hope you enjoyed. Again, if you want to see that video on my money over time, go ahead and make that. And I hope this helps you guys. Alright, see ya.